Hi, I'm Yvonne Balcer for Speaking J. With me is State Assembly Person Lou Manzo. Hi, Lou.
Good to be here, Yvonne.
And Lou is running for the State Senator of the 31st District. Lou, before we start on issues of taxes and whatnot, could you explain to us what happened with the court case and why you taking, what's the problem right now?
Well, we took an initial action actually on Bolden Cunningham's campaign because she used general petitions, which are for the November election, to file and run in the primary election. And the issue was when you sign that petition, there's an oath you're affirming to that you want that individual on either in November or in the primary. The problem is that any independents or any potentially Republicans who might have signed her petition are now Democrats, not knowing it, because when you sign a general petition, you can keep your party affiliation. Once you sign a primary petition, you lose your party affiliation once you're identifying as a Democrat. So there was an issue of protecting the rights of voters and also protecting the process. Because of the current ruling, literally all you have to do now to get on a ballot is take a napkin, get some signatures on it, go down to the Division of Elections and say this is what it's for.
So how did the judge rule?
He's basically said, you know, I'm going to let her on because he felt the intent was of the voter, without having any voters on the stand, to put her in the primary election.
You talked about our President Mayor Healy, who challenged you about taking Mrs. Cunningham to court, yet in your ad you said he did the same thing to Melissa Holloway.
That's correct. In the 2005 election, Melissa Holloway, who filed legitimate petitions, was challenged mercilessly by the Healy campaign to take her off the ballot. So I just felt it was a little hypocritical for him to be making any comments about our campaign. At least we had a legitimate purpose for taking Bolden Cunningham off the ballot, and that she filed the wrong petitions for the wrong election. Okay.
So why are you running against the Hudson County Democratic Organization, more or less?
Well, I believe, Yvonne, we really didn't have much in common. Even though I was their candidate 2 years ago, they really didn't have much choice in challenging me. And I've never been a get-along, go-along type of legislator where when the party says you have to vote this way, I don't do that. I remember and I respect the voters who put me here in office, and it's disrespectful of them to vote just for what the party wants when it might be in conflict with what the district needs.
Well, the rumor is that Governor Corzine was very unhappy with you because you attacked his tax policy, and that's the rumor. I have no idea how true it is.
It is. I was very blunt about the governor's tax policies. Right now, I'm still blunt about it. He's got a budget proposed that basically asks Medicaid beneficiaries and asks the poorest of our poor to pay higher copays on their prescription drugs and to pay higher copays on outpatient health care. Yet we live in the most wealthy state in the nation, and at the same time, because we're in the wealthy state in the nation, most of our Medicaid funds are tied to our per capita income, which is the highest in the nation, and therefore the money that would come back and help these people isn't available. I think that we should be funding these programs because we need the neediest of the neediest need to be taken care of in the wealthiest state of the nation.
No, like I said before, according to the rumors, Corzine didn't want you back on the job.
That's part of it, because I took him to task last year also on the budget where we wanted to put the penny sales tax on the backs of working people because it's a regressive tax, and didn't want to hike any taxes on the top 1% of income earners in our state, which is totally unfair. And that whole budget fight last year was about that, and we finally at least got him to put the money into a property tax relief program, which will this year reduce property taxes for at least most New Jerseyans 20%.
Okay. Another question I have is, why are you running for state senator instead of assembly seat?
Well, I initially intended to run for assembly, but since Senator Joe Doria had decided to step down, the seat became open. As the senior assemblyman in the district, I felt that I've done a decent job as the assembly person, And it was a task I look forward in wanting to do in Trenton, serving as a senator.